and welcome back. So in this video, to show you what I've been up to, the frame is now powder coated. It was blasted and powder coated in a gloss finish, which looks really nice. You can see on the left here I've got my tanks off my other bikes, for those who are wondering. They're obviously all empty. I emptied them all out, took all the fuel out, bunged it in my car, and then dried them out. I sort of left the caps off for about 2 weeks in the shed, and then moved them into here. So they don't smell anymore. This is just the spare room, but it doesn't smell in the house. You might think it would, but it doesn't, honestly. I've got the caps on now anyway because they're dry as a bone, but there's no smell at all. Anyway, back to the T500. So yeah, done quite a bit. So firstly I'll show you a video of just after I've had it blasted, which came out really good. I still had to do a few little bits that the sand blaster or whatever it is didn't get to, you know, like in the welds sort of thing, you know, little bits, little black bits of paint was still in there, and I had to sort of do that by hand with a little wire brush, and it took a while actually, to be honest, but I wanted it good. But anyway, so this has been I'll show you a close-up of that. Yeah, it's been powder coated in gloss, as I said, and it looks just like paint. Obviously it is thicker, but it's nice. It's quite a durable sort of thing. It doesn't scratch. I think you can chip it if you're not careful, but it's pretty robust. I've got the other thing I've got is a switch, the left-hand handlebar switch, which I'll show you, because these are quite rare, which I'm working on at the moment. I'll do a close-up of that. But this is the switch. That's the type it should have. I think I mentioned it in one of my earlier videos. It's got no plug on it. I got it from eBay, of course. 2 wheel spares, as you probably heard of them. Quite expensive, but it's the right switch. That's the main thing. I've spent a lot of time polishing it up, and this was seized. The indicator switch was seized, and the light switch is still seized. So I've still got to do that. And I've also got some grey, just arrived in the post today. This is grey sleeving, because on these early bikes it was grey, so that will be going over the wiring, of course. So yeah, that's quite good. That's just to finish it off. I mean, there was stuff that was on it. It's a little tiny bit different. It's more of a silver, well, I don't know, it's very similar. That's the original stuff. That's hard as anything. That would almost snap if you bent it. So yeah, so this is supposed to be the same diameter. I think it was 10 mil or something, the hole. But it's nice, and that should look alright when it's done. So that's good. Got that. Put that back over there. Yeah. Been busy doing the clocks. Now, the first thing I'll mention about the clocks, this is a 71 T500R, and it seems in photographs I've seen a lot of the clocks are this type, which you might recognise. They've got the band higher up, just here, and usually this bit's white. But I'll show you a picture now. I was lucky, really, because firstly, before I put that picture up, these clocks are really rare, impossible to find, really. These are this type with a white bit at the bottom. These are all marked. I think even cables put a little trench in the plastic, which is weird, isn't it? But it does. But the other clock bodies, which you might consider to be the later ones, like this, and it's got that serrated bit just here. This is an empty one, obviously. There's a guy on eBay selling these reproduced ones, obviously not genuine. I mean, this has got marks in it where cable's been rubbing on it. sort of 50 quid each. But anyway, the T500R does appear to have some of them I've seen, and there was one road test which I'll put up now. There's a road test from 1971 of the T500R with the later type of clocks on it, and I've seen quite a few, and apparently that is the case. Some of them had this early type with a white bit around the bottom and the band a little bit higher up, and some of them had these, and these are the ones I've just finished restoring. So I've got new clock bodies, so that's the type I've got with the band down low and that like kind of serrated bit there. Yeah, so they've come up nice, to be fair. I'm pleased with them. I've had this bracket all powder coated as well, blasted and coated, but there we go. So they're all good, so I'm pleased with that. Also, I took them all apart and I've changed the face, because on the Speedo the clock face was like discoloured. This is the one that was on it, and I don't know if you can tell from the camera, but this one had gone sort of more of a grey colour instead of black, and it's kind of like crazy paving sort of cracks in it, so I had to change that. I managed to find a good one on eBay. It wasn't new old stock, but it's perfect. So that's the face now. I've had to take the needle off, and that was a bit of a mission, knowing how to get the needle off. I've got another internal here. Now this is the internal with the needle on, and the needle does come off. All you got to do is be a bit brave. That's just lodged on there now, I think. There you go, comes off just like that. Basically it's just a case of, I mean, people use 2 spoons either side of the needle and just lever it up. I did try a couple of spoons, teaspoons sort of thing, but I have found on the internet that people were using push bike tyre levers, believe it or not, but it does take a bit of prizing, but it does come off. I mean, it's loose now, it comes on and off easy obviously, but once the needle is off, then the clock face can go on like so, and then the needle on the top, of course. But yeah, so there you go. The face does come off, that's what it looks like, and the needle does come off. But I ended up using the original guts because it had the right mileage. This is lower mileage, this one, and also the trip meter thread, it's broken off, the screw had broken off in there, so that was going to be really difficult to get off or to save. So I'll keep this as a spare, of course. It's good apart from that. Can't get the needle on now, it doesn't matter, do that in a bit. Yeah, so that's it really. So I think that's all I've done so far, apart from loads of other little fiddly things. But yeah, so I'm pleased about the clocks, they look nice. The frame I'm pleased about, that's all done. So I'm just waiting for other bits to come back. Oh, the chroming. So my chroming is at the platers at the moment, but this mudguard stay and this one, I had a problem with that one because it had been, you know, the bike, someone had come off the bike years ago. This is the front one, and put a bad graunch in that, and I tried to clean it up, but it went too thin. You probably can't really see, but this one, which was okay, but it had a quite severe rust. I think it goes either way, but anyway, it had some severe rust, and so I got him to strip it and blast it, and as you can see, a hole has appeared just here. So what I plan to do is probably cut this here, just hacksaw it in half, and then put a piece of tube inside and then braze it up. That's the plan. And the same with this one. This one's a bit more on the corner, so I'm going to have to somehow bend it. Well, it's right there, sort of thing. So it's almost just at the end of the straight, just going around the corner. But again, I'm going to have to put a piece of tube inside because this is hollow, of course, and then braze that up, and then I shall take this back to the chromers, and he'll do them. Everything else is there, so I'm in the queue sort of thing, you know, because he won't be able to do it until I think he said February actually, so I've got time to do this. So yeah, that's that. Let's pop that back. Going back to the clocks, I think it really should have, looking at this one, it's got a running in period sort of there going round, whereas this one hasn't. But then that one says 8,000 RPM, this one says 7,000 RPM. Now, I think all the T500s appear to be 7,000 RPM redline. All I can find images on Google and that of these clocks, they all got a 7,000 RPM redline, whereas this one is 8,000. So I'm not exactly sure which this is off. But yeah, I'm pleased that I am okay to use these clocks on the T500R, because as I said, it seems some of the models had the band higher up and the white bit, and some of them had these, and that's a fact, because I say I got this 1971 road test, and it clearly shows this type of clock. The only difference, as I said, the one in the road test does rev to 7,000, but it does have the breaking in period bit, this here, rev to no more than 5,000 revs, you know, 500 miles or something like that, whatever it says. Yeah, so, and that's about it. Anyway, that'll do for today. It's just a quick update on how we're getting on, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.